Cougars tonight, they will take on Southwind. Southwind 1-6 overall, 1-2 in the region. Munford favored big in the game tonight, but you can't get trapped because you're staring down a showdown with Central at the end of the season, possibly for the region title if you can stay perfect till there. In here with Jay Harder once again this week, joining us on the broadcast as we return to the home of the Cougars for this game. Jay, what are you looking forward to?
Well, like you said, I wasn't here at the game last week, but I did get to catch it, and it was a big game. A ton of touchdowns, like you said, 4 from Alvick White. Jordan Bell had 1 on the ground, but he had 224 rushing yards. I would expect to see more of the same here tonight. You know, Southwind's only won 1 game so far this year, and Munford has really been dominant against all these kinds of teams that they've played, and I expect to see a lot more of that tonight. But I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the Southwind sideline right now. They're not a small team. They got some big boys over there.
They absolutely do. They haven't been able to put it together. They do have a region win. It was over Kingsbury to start the season, 20-0, but then it has not been good for Southwind ever since. Last week, lost 33-0 against Pure Youth Athletics Alliance. That was the first win in program history for Pure. They sit at a ranking in the Sonny Moore Power Ratings of 314 due the Jaguars, while Munford has improved their position by 2 to 58 now. And we see the kickoff now from the Jaguars. It's a good long kickoff fielded by Jace Hodgen at the 10. He'll get it out to the 20. He'll get tripped up, and it'll be down at the 25-yard line. Decent return there from Hodgen.
Good little start. I'm excited to see this offense again. It's been a week since I've seen Jordan Bell. I've been itching. You know, I want to see him get out there. I really am looking to see him throw the ball tonight. I think I say that a lot. But when you're playing against a team you're overmatched again, that's the part of his game. Obviously, he can run the ball. 244 yards on the ground last week. I really like to see him develop as a passer as the season goes on, and that's what I'll be watching for tonight.
We have seen Jace Hodgen, speaking of him, turn it on in the run game lately for the Cougars. Last week, he was able to get 105 yards on the ground there, incorporating him more on the end-around and sweep plays from the slot receiver position. We'll see Bell take his first snap here. He will fake the handoff. It's play action, looking for a Carius Hodgen. And Carius Hodgen has a step on his man, but the ball is just overthrown, just a little too far for Hodgen to get his fingers on.
You said it. He had a step on his defender, no safety over the top, had a big chance there. Really not a bad throw, just maybe a step or two out of his reach, but a good explosive first play there almost.
So the pass is incomplete, however, and we will see a 2nd and 10 now. Alvick White in the backfield for the Cougars. He has been the workhorse all year long. Bell will take the snap. The handoff will go to White up the middle this time. White will do a little cutback to his right and press his way forward for a gain of 8.
That was really good running by White there, how patient he was. It looked like he was going left, and then he just kind of stuttered and stopped, assessed the situation, cuts back right, and a huge gain where he's churning his legs to get those 8 and 9 yards.
3 receivers set for the Cougars. Hard count, nearly gets the Jaguars offside, but they get back.
Munford loves to do that on short situations, don't they?
Handoff goes to White again. White off the right side this time. He's got a little bit of room. Going to push it out all the way to the 40. Gain of 7 and a first down for the Cougars.
First down of the game for the Cougars. They're churning already. The run game obviously is working. That's what they do. That's what they do the best, I think. I'd like to see them incorporate the passing game here. I'd like to see it here on first down.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Play action. Bell will look for a pass. Now he has to roll out to his left, calling his shot to Hodgen. Hodgen changes direction but can't get back to the ball in time. Tried to throw to an open spot there, did Bell, after he was disrupted in the backfield.
Really good, excellent effort by Hodgen there to even make an effort for that football. Oh, no, that flag on the field. I didn't even see it.
So it will be a holding penalty in the pocket as the pocket broke down. And they'll step it back 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 20 now for the Cougars.
First penalty of the game for the Cougars. That's unfortunate.
4 receiver set this time. Encroachment now on the defense. The hard count got him. They'll get 5 of those yards back. That was Austin London, I believe, that jumped.
So just going back and forth here. Net loss of 5 still for the Cougars, so still a disadvantage situation for them.
Scratch that. That was number 68, Jahir Arroyo. The penalty was on.
Screen.
Bell drops back, pass on a screen, finds his man. He's got some running room and a blocker. White cuts it back toward the middle and gets it all the way down to the 37-yard line. Big gain there. About 30 yards on the play for the Cougars.
Credit Coach Calhoun with the play call there. That was an excellent play call, well executed. I mean, he had 20 yards before he even saw a defender. Great play right there.
Handoff goes to White up the middle. He's back at work again. Got a big hole. Able to get it up and past the marker for the first down. Gain of 14 on the rush there for Avik White.
Huge run there. And, I mean, he's pretty much getting in whatever he wants in the run game right now. Oh, man.
Trying to go fast. Now the play is blown dead. And it will be a timeout. Trying to stop the momentum is Southwind. We'll take a timeout as well and come back. It's 9:57 to go in the first quarter as you watch Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Ends with a click. And just like that, you were immersed in a world of wonder. Education. Entertainment, information. Connect with family and friends from around the block or around the world. So when it's time to connect, Ritter Communications will be there to make it happen. With speeds up to 1 gig. Ritter Communications, connecting you to what's important.
Back here in Munford as the first quarter continues. 9:57 left on the first drive of the game for the Cougars in the first quarter. They are in a 2-receiver set this time. Fakes the handoff to White, going across the middle. Finds Jace Hodgson, but gets this a little high for him. He does have to pay for going for that one as well. Good defense on the play by Dylan Leggins.
That was a tight window. I wonder if one of the receivers ran the wrong route because it looked like the receiver that lined up on the left ended up crossing with him right when that ball was being delivered. I can't imagine it was designed that way.
May be that way indeed. Now the handoff will go to White. He'll go off the right tackle. He'll get brought down after a short gain, about 4 yards, bring up 3rd down for the Cougars.
Trying to get to the line quick again. They've seen this a ton of times this year, but they're definitely trying to get Southwind reeling with some quick snaps here.
Bell trying to get the easy 5 yards. Couldn't get it there. Looks to the sideline to get the play. Hand off to White again. Same play. He'll bounce off the right side now and go all the way in untouched. Touchdown, Cougars.
Great run by Avik White. They're great blocking up front. I don't know if you could see the push there that they got up front. It was a great push. Got a huge hole for him. And like you said, completely untouched to the end zone for 6. First 6 of the game.
Avik White showing what he can do early in this game. Now we see this
Oh, they weren't ready.
2-point conversion. It's Avik White. He'll punch it in, finish it off himself. All 8 points go in the column for number 3, and it's an 8-0 lead for the Munford Cougars over the Southwind Jaguars with 9:07 left in the first quarter as you watch Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app could save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Cougar football brought to you by Ritter Communications. With Ritter TV, you can stay connected to your neighborhood with local news, sports, and more, all at a price that fits your budget. Go to RitterCommunications.com for more information. Cougars going to kick off here after scoring the first score of the game. It's 8-0 now. Munford leads, and we'll see Southwind get their first possession to try to answer.
That short kick.
They really like that one.
They do.
Spins off one man, but then meets a host of people and doesn't really get much further. Gets it out to about the 35 with forward progress. It was Mario Edwards, I believe, on the return.
I'm looking forward to see this Munford defense tonight, especially the push they get up front on the defensive line. I want to see – I'm really going to be watching them closely today. I feel like I always get distracted by what the offense is doing, but I'm really looking forward to watching this Munford defense and just seeing what they dial up here against Southwind tonight. Oh, man.
Southwind trying to play a little of that jump game themselves. High snap. He gets it down. He'll throw it out on the quick screen, but it's no good. Incomplete, rather.
I thought that was a pretty good play call, honestly. If it wasn't for the high snap and things getting a little out of whack for a minute there, it was really a good play call. Just unfortunate, a little high snap, but a tough first play there. Luckily, it didn't result in something worse for Southwind.
Unfortunately, I don't have a number 16 on my roster, so I couldn't tell you who the quarterback is, but I believe it's probably Corone Jones. Same play. This time it works. Goes out to the flat, and he will go forward for a first down. A nice second down throw by the Jaguars there.
Like you said, pretty much the same play, just looking for that short little screen-type pass, had blocking in front of him there. And it looks like Southwind gets to the line pretty quick as well.
Martavius Dodson on the reception.
It's a good catch and run there. It seems like they want to get him involved a lot. Oh, no.
Snap and a delayed handoff. A little confusion on which side the running back should be on. It'll be blown up in the backfield by that Cougar defense. And leading the way, Hunter Perry. That'll be a loss of only one with the forward progress. Fortunate for the Jaguars.
It almost looks like a blown play. Like you said, wasn't sure which side he was running to there. Just a little bit of confusion. That's two plays. We've seen a little confusion now.
He had to turn completely around
He did.
to find the running back.
He did.
Two-back formation.
Quick
Pass
throw.
out to the left now on the screen. He's going to have a little bit of room. He'll get about 5 yards on that one. Good pass and catch for the Jaguars. Kylan Dupree on the reception.
So these pass plays that Southwind has called so far, it looks like they're just really looking for the short passing game, almost as an alternative to the run game, just to get a little something going here. I mean, both of those receivers over there ran quick curl routes, like not even 5 yards, if that.
It was almost like a receiver stop route.
Yeah, definitely.
Very short, though. 4 receiver set this time.
A lot of pressure.
Drops back to pass, looking and just throws way behind the intended receiver, Martavius Dodson.
Ton of pressure up front. You saw those linebackers come up late right before the snap there, and there just weren't enough blockers to get to him. Forced a quick pass and an incompletion. Brings up 4th and short, but 4 down territory it looks like. Or not.
And it looks like we will have another timeout from Southwind. Less than 5 minutes gone off the clock. Southwind has already used 2 timeouts. What do you think about that, Jay? That's a little early to be burning those timeouts.
I was about to say, a lot of confusion over there, it seems like. But, I mean, look, if you got to use them, you got to use them. You know, you don't want to have a blown play that results in nothing or worse, a huge negative play that results in 6 points for the other team. So, you know, if it comes to, you know, not knowing what you're doing with the snap or calling a timeout, you always want to take a timeout. But it's just unfortunate that you have to call 2 of them within 5 minutes at the start of the football game.
Yes, it definitely does not bode well if you end up needing that timeout to stop the clock later in the half.
Luckily, it's just the first half, though, and not the end of the game timeouts, which really are commodities.
That's true. So they've got their play. They're back out on the field now. He takes the snap, steps back to throw. He overthrows Dodson. Dodson wants a flag. He won't get one. Hodgin on the coverage there, tight for the Cougars.
Just a little bit overthrown. Not a bad ball by any means, though.
Hodgin did have a hand on him, as you see there on the replay. The referee says it was clean.
Looked like it was a low hand, just a little blocked off by the official. But, you know, I didn't watch the replay, but it may be some hand shoving back and forth. But definitely I saw the hand from Hodgin. But, you know, all's fair deep in the passing game in high school football.
Nonetheless, turnover on downs for the Cougars, so we get to see Jordan Bell and the offense come out again.
Oh, wow.
Option, keeper. He'll get forward for about 7 yards.
He's gotten so confident running the option, of being willing to keep the ball in there for a really long time, just assessing the situation. And credit Alvick White, too, for being able to run that with him in the backfield, because that's got to be difficult for a running back to not know for that long if he's getting the ball or not.
Absolutely. Bell will look for White on the quick screen. Now White will take a hit and bounce off it and then push forward. He'll gain 2 on the play.
Really fought to even get back to the line of scrimmage there, it seemed like, but way to shake off a tackler there.
So it'll be 3rd and 2, a very long 2 here. Handoff goes to, it's a keeper for White, Bell again. He'll keep it and go around the outside, make one man miss, and put a stiff arm on another man and get it all the way past the marker. And out at the 32-yard line is Jordan Bell, first down Cougars.
Great pickup there. Over 15-yard gain, or maybe right around 15-yard gain there. A great quarterback run, and you got to love that that's an explosive play for your team. You know, we talked about last week, Jordan Bell had 244 yards, Alvick White at 122. That means the running back is getting explosive plays when he runs the football, and that's great for an offense.
6:14 to go in the quarter. Quick throw to Bell out of the back to White out of the backfield from Bell. White will get it down. It looks like a gain of about 8 on the play, maybe 9, depending on the spot.
And it seems like, just we were talking about Southwind just a second ago, about their short passing game. It seems like Munford's incorporating that a lot so far early in this football game.
It's a nifty little play we haven't seen this year.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it.
Being chased out of the pocket is Bell. He's got to throw, but he's got wide open and carries Hodgin in the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
20-yard touchdown pass. He didn't overthrow him that time, right? That was right on the money there, and wide, couldn't be more wide open right there, and a big passing touchdown. That was one of my keys early in the game. I wanted to see him throw the ball, and he delivered right there, a huge touchdown.
I was surprised to see Hodgin open. I thought he was going to throw it away because it looked like a screen that was a busted play because as quick as the defensive lineman got through. But he knew what he was doing all along, found Hodgin in the end zone for the TD.
Oh, we're doing it again.
And it'll be successful again. 2-point conversion is good. That'll put the Cougars up 16-0 over the Jaguars. 5:46 left in the first quarter. Cougars coming on strong. We'll be right back on Ritter Communications.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Back here in Munford, the Cougars making it look easy on 2 drives, 2 scores with 2 2-point conversions added, 16-0 as we count down the minutes in the first quarter.
After 3 incompletions on the first drive from Bell, he came back, responded that drive, 3 for 3 on that drive, passing the football. So a great response from a young quarterback, and that's real good. That's great maturity from only a sophomore.
Getting ready for the kickoff is Braxton Brown. Onside kick by the Cougars. It will not travel far enough. And So they will simply down it at the point where it fell dead, and it'll be pretty good position for the Jaguars. They'll get the ball at the 46-yard line of the Cougars to start the drive.
That's disappointing to give them starting the field position on the other side of the field there. But, I mean, the way that they kick off normally, it's not that – I mean, what is that, about 25 yards different, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, but not a huge difference from where they would start the ball normally. So let's see this Munford defense backed up in their own territory a little bit.
We have seen some long pass attempts from the Jaguars. They've not been able to connect yet on those, but if they do, they could be in the end zone very quickly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, someone jumped.
And we do see the flag come out. False start. He'll back it up 5 yards, and that good field position not quite as good. They'll go to midfield.
Second penalty of the game for Southwind there. Backs him up a little bit. And, you know, we just talked about great field position. You don't want to back yourself up back on the other side of the field, but that's right where they are here on the 50.
Jags have 4 receivers in the set. Dropping back to pass. Lefty throws it out to the receiver. Finds his man at the original line of scrimmage. Then he'll push forward for 5 more. That's a good 10-yard completion there to Mario Edwards.
These short routes are giving Munford some trouble right now. They're open, and just that little bit of space that they have after they catch and turn, it's just some open space for running. And you got to think that there's going to be some adjustments made on the Munford side of the football. A little confusion there, and Southwind trips right.
One other receiver out to the left. One man in the backfield. Man in the backfield looking for a pass, and he just drops it incomplete. He had a little bit of space there.
He did, and that trips right. You got 3 blockers in front of you as well, but a tough little pass there. A little bit too low to bring in.
And so that'll bring up 3rd down.
Sideline warning.
That'll go against the Cougars. No penalty on the first time. 3rd and 5 now, and another flag for a false start against the Jaguars, and they can't seem to get out of their own way on this set.
That's a shame, too. I mean, 3rd and 5, that's manageable field position, and they've shown that they're willing to go for it. You got 2 plays to get 5 yards. You don't want to back yourself up to have to get 10 again.
4:27 to go in the quarter. Takes the snap. It's a handoff. One of the few we've seen. It's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Maybe that's why.
Munford, I'm sorry, excuse me.
I was just saying Xavier White was the ball carrier. Go ahead.
Munford swarming to the football. I mean, seriously, right there. I mean, number one, the running back looked like he had a little bit of space going to the left, and Munford just swarmed to the football, and that's great. I mean, you'd love to see that they're patient on defense enough to just react to what the running back does rather than trying to force the issue themselves.
3 receivers right, 1 left. 1 man in the backfield as the snap will come out of the gun. He'll take a 3-step drop and throw it. It hit as he throws, and it's short. Intercepted. Jace Hodgen with the interception, and Cougars are back in business on offense.
Look at him blow up the blocker there to get that football. I mean, great job. I couldn't see who it was on the pass rush.
Jace Hodgen. It was Hunter Gill. Excuse me.
I couldn't see who it was on the pass rush, but whoever blew up the running back in there to block and got to the quarterback, taking out 2 guys with 1 hit. You'd love to see that. Great interception by Munford and great starting field position. Talk about starting on the other side of the 50. They're right there.
That's 2 weeks in a row with a pick for Gill. Last week, Gill had 5 tackles and an interception. This week, getting an interception in the first quarter.
Oh, yeah,
Shovel pass. And all the way up the middle and storming forward. Gain of 17 or 18 there.
I love Jeremiah Davis. I mean, he runs with a purpose, and I've seen him all game laying some big blocks out there. Way to get him involved in the passing game. I love to see him break off a big play.
He is a great all-around player, reliable blocker, but can also carry the ball when you need it. Handoff goes to White this time off the left side. He'll be brought down at the 20-yard line. Gain of about 4.
first down runs have been really effective. 8 and 9 yards every time.
Scratch that. I said 4. I meant 8. And White will go off the left side, and he'll get all the way down to the 5-yard line. First down, first and goal, Cougars.
Another 15-yard gain there. I mean, they just churn and running the football. Alvick White is just taking whatever. And South Haven's having a tough time, it seems like, getting any kind of push. They're reeling at this point with how long they've been on the field and how fast Munford's playing.
Now the handoff will go up the middle. New ball carrier this time. It's Aubrey Durham. He'll get it down to the 2.
Durham's a guy we've enjoyed seeing, a smaller back, but he's run the ball well when we've seen him.
Going quickly, Durham again. He'll try to push his way in the end zone, and he will. Touchdown, Cougars.
Great block by Davis there. He missed on the previous play. He missed a block, and that's why he got wrapped up in the backfield. But that one he didn't miss. He shoved the guy backwards, really cleared the path for Aubrey Durham to get in there for 6.
We'll see him line up for the extra point here. I have a feeling they'll line up the way they always do, but they usually, after a couple after a couple scores ahead, they'll just start kicking the extra point.
Got to get your kicker some work.
I expect to see Braxton Brown kick this one.
Oh, another trick play.
I would be wrong. Ben Cernelia walks it in for the touchdown on the for the 2-point conversion, rather, on the direct snap, and it's 24-0 Cougars. Leading this one, it's homecoming, and the Munford crowd is loving it. We'll be right back on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Back here in Munford, the Cougars with 2:29 to go in the first quarter lead 24-0 over the Southwind Jaguars in the Region 8-5A matchup. And we have seen some great play out of a number of Cougars tonight. Ben Cernelia got that last 2-point conversion, but we've seen Auvick White, Jordan Bell, Akarius Hodgen all putting points on the board.
And Hunter Gill with that big interception right there. And I was going to say when he had the pick, but Munford moved so fast, he's really come on as of late. He's great at the beginning of the season too, don't get me wrong. But the past few weeks, I mean, we've said his name in tackle on the football, interception there. He has really come on as of late. That's great to see.
Absolutely. One of the stellar guys in the secondary for this Munford Cougar defense. Short kick, it'll be fielded at the 34 and get up to about the 40. A good hit there to bring him down.
Looked like Ethan Cahias in on that hit. A great hit. Laid a lick on him there. That's what, if you're going to have a short kick, you better punish that guy for catching the football, and that's what they did right there.
So now after the interception, Southwind will get another chance at it.
Their offense doesn't look bad per se. I feel like they just need to calm down a little bit, take what's coming to them. We've seen a few really easy passes that have just been messed, just a high snap, a low throw, something like that. So I'd really like to see them kind of hone it in here and just relax and calm down and play stellar football.
In the gun, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right.
Oh,
dropping back to pass, he'll throw. He's got a man with a block, but all over it is Akarius Hodgen. He won't get anything after the catch. He does make the catch, however, and it'll be a gain of 4 for the Jags.
I loved the rush there from Munford. They lined up a linebacker on the left side of the line, brought him back when the ball was snapped, and then rushed another linebacker from the right side. He went unblocked. A great play design on defense there by Munford. Way to disguise what you're doing.
Bring up a 2nd and 6 for Southwind. They like to spread it out here.
They do.
Offset it looks like, or something like that. It's a handoff to Xavier White. Xavier White will try to go around the edge. Won't get much. If anything, he lost a yard on the play.
The receiver on the edge there just missed his block. Otherwise, he might have had some space in front of him. And it almost looked like another a weird handoff there like we saw earlier where he turned the wrong way. Wasn't sure if he was on the same page with his running back.
Over on our other Ritter Communications crew covering Rivercrest and West Side in Arkansas, Rivercrest leads that one 21-0. That one available on the Tubetown YouTube page.
Short.
Oh,
no.
it's short, and it's picked off again. This time it's Akarius Hodgin with the pick off. He'll get it and be tackled out of bounds. 2 interceptions now. Akarius Hodgin with 1 and Hunter Gill with 1.
They're just getting free on the rush. That time it looked like it was Ethan Cahias that got in the backfield there. A DB gets in the backfield and lays a big hit on the quarterback as he throws it. Those are 2 throws that they've been affected by the rush, right? Those weren't like bad throws per se. He's getting hit as he throws it. And so you got to credit the front 7 for Munford for creating both of those interceptions.
And Jay, last week 2 interceptions by the Munford defense, and guess who made them? Akarius Hodgin and Hunter Gill, and that's what's happened tonight in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Handoff goes to Jace Hodgin, end around. He'll take it all the way to the outside, then turn it upfield. He'll be pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Well, you said it before the game. You were talking about Jace Hodgin being involved way more in the running game lately, and you saw why right there. Breaks off a huge run. That play started on the 47. That's a 20-yard gain, so a huge run there from the wide receiver.
Quickly to the line, 3 receivers right. Bell stepping back to pass. Throwing it in zone. Nobody covering the man, and it's just overthrown. Oh, Jalen Dowell was as open as a man can get. It wasn't Jalen Dowell, it was Hunter Gill, excuse me. That's 2 times I've messed you up tonight, Hunter. I'm sorry for when you watch this back.
Well, he was wide open there, no one on him, and that's the throw we want to see Jordan Bell. That's the next step for him, is completing those more often. Great run.
Handoff now to Avik White. He'll bust it out over the left side. Truck 1 defender before being brought down at the 10.
I'm mesmerized watching him run. His feet move so quickly. Even after the hit, he continues to churn, and he's not a huge back either, so that's really impressive to see.
Handoff is a keeper this time for Bell. Bell cut it back to the middle, then he'll just go into the end zone, found him a seam, and walked in. Touchdown, Cougars.
Another big touchdown and another run for Jordan Bell. We haven't seen a ton of them. He's broken off for huge gains when we have, and right there, all he needed was 10 yards, just weaved through the defense and caught him off guard. Another big touchdown. 30 points here in this first quarter.
A little bit different formation this
another
time
trick
on
play.
the PAT for the Cougars.
I'm not sure our audience cares. I used to run this formation in NCAA football.
I hope that video game makes a comeback.
Me too.
Now Braxton Brown will get to test that leg out. And the kick is up and good. And it'll be 31-0 for the Cougars. 28 seconds left in the first quarter. It's all Cougars in this one. We'll be right back on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app can save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Talking video games during the break, and it's video game style scoring here for the Cougars. Up big first quarter, 31-0. 28 seconds left here in the first quarter. Just a lot of great execution and good disciplined play by this Cougars team on offense.
I was about to say the same thing. Really fundamentally sound, which we haven't always seen in the scores like this from Munford.
Short kickoff from Brown. Fielded
and
dropped and rolls, and I believe it hit out of bounds is what the referee will say before it came back inbounds, and so they will spot the ball. It's like at about the 34-yard line.
Looks about right. That's the play that, I mean, that really a break for Southwind there, that the ball touched out of bounds, because when it bounces back in, Munford can fall on it. But that's why they do that kick, right? It creates pressure on guys that don't usually return the football, and we almost saw it work there for them.
It's been working for them most of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Handoff, right side. Found a hole. Makes one man miss. Stiff arms another man. Gets up to the 40. Good hard running there by the Southwind running back. And that will tick down the last seconds of the first quarter as the Cougars lead big here. It's homecoming in Munford, and they've certainly got a good one to brag about tonight. And I was looking at number 2. Sorry, number 2's jersey has come apart there. We'll take a break here and be right back on Ritter Communications.
I'm Eric, a local Ritter Communications technician here out of West Tennessee. I'm here to share with you some exciting news. Ritter Communications is investing $12 million to implement a major network upgrade in your area. This upgrade will bring the latest fiber-rich technology to offer speeds of up to 1 gigabit without data limits. There are over 1,800 devices in this area that are going to have to be upgraded, so you will experience temporary interruptions in services, but we will try to make these as minimal as possible. Currently, we are over 1/3 of the way through and plan to have all upgrades completed by next summer. Watch for emails, postcards, and phone calls to let you know we are working in your neighborhood and when the work is completed.
All right, back here in Munford for homecoming, and the Cougars taking on the Southwind Jaguars. We've turned the field around. The Jaguars have the ball, down by a lot. Got a complete pass out there and a first down on that play, though.
Maybe it's just left-handed guys. I love left-handed quarterbacks, but that was a dart he threw to that receiver there. And these stop routes, like you said, they're running. He's really throwing good footballs. If he could just hone it in a little bit more on those short passes to the running back. I really like the offense that Southwind's putting together right now.
I agree. I think other than being hit on a couple of throws that fell short, he's been pretty good. And it's tough to say about a guy who has 2 interceptions in the first quarter. Mm-hmm. But if you took those away and just looked at game film, you would think you were looking at a future Saturday player.
Absolutely. At some level. He's a big guy, too. It looks like big kid.
Second and 9 now for the Jags.
Bring pressure.
They do bring the blitz, but he'll get the ball away, and it'll be to Martavius Dodson, who has that torn jersey. It is caught, and he'll fall down after catching the ball, but good little gain, about 4.
There's a lot of pressure. It seems like Munford, whenever they're bringing pressure from either side with a linebacker or a DB, they're getting free. The offensive line just isn't accounting for that guy, and it's making some quick throws.
In other Region 8-5A action, Brighton is up 22-6 at the end of the first quarter over Kingsbury. You see that incompletion from the Jags. Kingsbury, the lone win for the Southwind Jaguars team this year.
And you can see why, if they're playing against maybe a different level of competition, they can put some plays together, it seems like. It looks like if they break off a big play here and there, they can score some points.
That is true. They shut out Kingsbury in that game 22-0. As a matter of fact, until tonight, Kingsbury had been shut out in region play, period. They had not scored a point in region play until tonight, and they have 6 now at Munford, that one in the second quarter. First play at Brighton, first play of the game in that one, it was a 60-yarder for the Cardinals and the touchdown. And the Jaguars took their last time out of the half here, 10 minutes, 18 seconds on the clock. Braxton Sharp has 2 carries for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns in that Brighton game. We'll bring you updates on other scores of interest, especially Memphis Central, as it looks as though, without trying to look too far ahead, and I know Coach Calhoun doesn't want to do this, but looks as though we're headed for a big Region 8-5A showdown at Central at the end of the month.
Oh, man.
Takes a snap, finds his man. That's a good completion. And first down for the Jaguars on a 4th down. Nice conversion.
It's really a game of kind of baiting you in, right? You don't want to get – there was 3 defenders over there with 2 receivers. You don't want to jump too much, though, because that's when they'll hit you with the big play downfield. And so I understand a little bit of hesitation, but those are the same routes they're running every single pass play right now.
Takes a snap, hands it off, spins off one tackler, able to push forward for a couple. They just don't have it in the running game, Jay, which is sort of why they can't get the passing game further, is because you know what to look for.
Absolutely. It seems like Munford's just getting a guy free every time. There's one guy that's not accounted for. It's affected the pass game with those tipped passes or getting hit as he throws, and it's affecting the run game because it's hard to beat a guy one-on-one when there's no blockers in front of you, especially when there's more than one.
Four receiver set, dropping back to pass. He'll find his man straight across the line. He'll be brought down. He'll gain about 1 on that one, and that's it. Great defense from the Cougars.
Way to swarm the football. He had no one within 5 yards of him when he caught that ball, and they just attacked the receiver there, and the credit to them, that play resulted in no gain.
So a 3rd and 8 now for Southwind.
See what Munford dials up. I wonder if they're going to bring any pressure here. Looks like it.
4 receiver set. Tried the hard count, couldn't get it. Looking to his right, sees a man, but in double coverage, and it's picked off. The 3rd interception. It will be called down. It is Akarius Hodgen again, I believe. Nope. Really should wear my glasses more often, I suppose. Was it Akarius? Yes, it was. It was Akarius Hodgen. Okay. I thought I saw 11, but second-guessed myself, I suppose.
Well, you said last week Akarius Hodgen and Hunter Gill had the 2 interceptions for Munford, and now Akarius Hodgen does it again, 2 for him tonight, 1 for Hunter Gill. It seems like they might be having a competition as to who can get the most interceptions on the year, maybe even tonight.
Akarius leads now with 2 in the first half. And the Cougars will take over possession on the 20-yard line, really about the 17. Bell will roll out to his right. Now he's got a man wide open, but he threw it behind him, and he fell down trying to get it. Flag on the play.
I just want to see him set his feet a little bit. You know, I mean, he had him wide open. I know it was a tough situation. He's got 3 rushers coming at him, but that's a few that I wish he would just set his feet.
Bohannon there in sort of the no-man's land middle part of the field, but if he'd have just put a little air under it, it could have given Bohannon more time to adjust.
But I guess it's all for naught anyway when there's a hold on the play.
That is true. Back it up 10 and go again.
Only the 2nd penalty today for Munford, though, so that's a net positive, I would say.
Bell hands it off.
Oh,
right up the middle, a huge hole, and no stopping Alvik White. He's going to try to outrun the entire defense. He will be drugged down from behind.
Oh,
no. Or will he? No, he won't. Oh, he stiff arms and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
That was incredible. 90 yards he went from the 10-yard line, breaking off. How many yards did he break off tacklers? It was like the 35-yard line he got picked up at and dragged those guys for 30 yards for a touchdown. That was unbelievable.
At least 25 yards he was fighting off tacklers.
I lost my headset. I got so excited. That was unbelievable.
Incredible run by Alvik White here. Puts the Cougars up 37-0. 7:16 still left in the first half. Brown looks to add the extra point. Kick is up. It is no good. The kick is no good. Looks like he may have caught the top of the ball there, so the score will remain 37-0. Cougars leading the Jaguars here in Munford. 7:16 to go in the first half. You are watching Munford football on Ritter Communications.
Begins with a click. And just like that, you were immersed in a world of wonder. Education, entertainment, information. Connect with family and friends from around the block or around the world. So when it's time to connect, Ritter Communications will be there to make it happen. With speeds up to 1 gig. Ritter Communications, connecting you to what's important.
Alvick White, look at him there, celebrate on the sideline his big 90-yard dash, doing his best Derrick Henry impression on the way to the end zone, shedding tackler after tackler, dragging guys along and getting across the line to put the Cougars up 37-0.
He should feel good after that run. That was incredible. Ooh, don't go out of bounds.
Short kickoff and out of bounds. And it will roll out at the 27, and that is where the Jaguars will take over. No out-of-bounds penalty on high school kicks.
I think he touched it.
It didn't look to me like he did.
Did he not?
Maybe
okay.
He may have.
Yeah, who knows? He at least reached out for it, and it was a bang, bang, boy. If I don't even reach for it if you're that kid, you know, you let it go.
That's inviting yourself to get hit in the back.
Absolutely.
And we have begun running the clock here in Munford. So the clock will not stop until halftime for the remainder of the half. And then, of course, we'll have the same thing in the third and fourth quarters.
Munford defense got to start getting tired here. I mean, they've been on the field for a long time this half, which I guess is why we're running the clock now.
Southwind has to bring in an extra player.
Big tackle. Another flag.
Now it's a flag on the play. Did they have 12 men out there?
A delay.
No, there's 11. Yeah, they only had 10 before they brought the man out. But it is delay a game. They'll just take the penalty, back it up 5 yards. First and 15.
No choice at this point. Used all 3 timeouts already.
Right, yeah. Probably doesn't change the play a lot for them.
Right.
They're looking for deep passes at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping back, 3-step drop. He'll
no.
look right over to the side. He throws it in dangerous territory. Way out in front of the receiver. Defenders had a shot at it but didn't get it.
Tough play there. It's really been the pressure on third down that's been the story of the game for Munford's defense here. And not that they're not getting pressure on other downs as well, but you know, I'd really like to see what they dial up here on this second and third and long situation. Only 3 down linemen here. It doesn't look like they're bringing anybody up the line of scrimmage. There's one.
They are bringing a blitzer late. He comes right up the middle unblocked, but he gets the pass away.
Ball.
And the ball comes off of the hand, and they're going to call it incomplete, I believe. They ruled it down. They ruled that a Southwind player got down on the ball. It didn't look like a completion to me.
I didn't think so either. It was bang, bang at the very least. Now look for this third and long pressure here on this 3rd and 12. A lot of rushers.
Looking to his right, he tries to throw it to the outside and overthrows his man, and that'll bring up 4th and 12 for the Jaguars.
Tristan Bohannon here in on there on that pressure. Again, blowing up the running back blocker and just getting to the quarterback, really making things tough for him, tough on him back there. First punt of the day for Southwind.
Just about don't have a choice back here. I believe on the play before that, it was Ethan Cahias that got in and stripped the ball.
Really?
But it looked like he never possessed it to me, the receiver. And I don't think he thought he did either because he began to walk away from the play immediately.
Kai's been in a lot of plays today, too. He's played a really good game, a really good half defensively. I guess these DBs like that they're throwing the ball a lot.
One man back to receive
Oh,
for
no.
the Cougars is a wonky snap, but brought down and kicked away by Southwind, and it'll take a Southwind roll down to the 40-yard line. That's where the Cougars will start their next possession with 3 minutes to go in the first half.
So another good field position to start this drive off, and Munford's offense has obviously looked really good. Like I said, not to criticize Jordan Bell at all, because he's played an unbelievable game tonight. Had some really good drives, but I think the one area I want to look to see him improve upon the rest of this game, if they continue to throw it, is those passes downfield. He's missed a lot of those receivers in the same way, so at least it's a consistent miss. I feel like that's a little bit easier to fix here, and that's a young player too, scrambling out there, not quite setting his feet. But I think we're going to see him get a lot better at that as Coach Calhoun continues to work with him and talk to him over the course of this game.
Bell fakes a handoff. Now he rolls out to his right. He's looking deep. He wants it all for Jace Hodgen, and it is just past Hodgen. Hodgen broke his momentum, and I believe the ball was actually on the money, and Hodgen slowed up on the play a little bit.
I agree. You got to give Jordan Bell credit there. He set his feet. That was a phenomenal throw, and I agree. I'll put that one on Hodgen a little bit. Just broke off his route a little bit there.
45 yards in the air, would you say?
Great throw, yeah, at least.
Bring up second down for the Cougars. Bell faked the handoff this time. Looked to throw over the middle, and it will bounce off the hands of Tristan Bohannon. Unable to handle the hot potato.
Third and long. I don't think they've had another third and long here in this game. So this is the first third and long we've seen from them.
And they really haven't attempted to use much clock here to prevent Southwind from getting another possession in this half. Not that, I mean, they're ahead 37-0, but this one will be a fake handoff and a keeper for Bell. Bell will push his way past the marker, spin off one man, get his feet loose off another man. Now he's going to the outside and able to get all the way down to the 10-yard line. Heavy running by Bell.
Great run there by Bell, like you said. Gets a huge burst of momentum, throws off a bunch of tacklers there. And that's tough, especially when you've already had, who was that coming across there? Jace Hodgen. He's already broke off a 25-yard gain. You have to respect it. And that leaves Jordan Bell a huge lane to run. And then some, they give it to him.
Bell gives it to Hodgen this time. He'll go all the way to the left side and hold it out across the pylon, waiting for the signal. Touchdown, Cougars. Jace Hodgen leaning out and making it happen.
Like right on cue, it seems like you have to respect the jet sweep that they run there. It leaves Bell some room, and then Bell just broke off a huge run. You got to respect him, and there goes Jace Hodgen for 6.
Great play there. Hodgen end around into the end zone. 43-0 Cougars. They'll kick the extra point as time bleeds off the clock in the first half. Under 4 seconds now. Not sure they'll get the play off before the half ends. Don't know if they'll just let them kick it. They do get it off, and it is up, and it is good, and that will bring the Cougars to a 44-0 lead at halftime. Munford, big at homecoming. We'll come back with some stats and some scores from around the area on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app could save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
I'm Eric, a local Ritter Communications technician here out of West Tennessee. I'm here to share with you some exciting news. Ritter Communications is investing $12 million to implement a major network upgrade in your area. This upgrade will bring the latest fiber-rich technology to offer speeds of up to 1 gigabit without data limits. There are over 1,800 devices in this area that are going to have to be upgraded, so you will experience temporary interruptions in services, but we will try to make these as minimal as possible. Currently, We are over 1/3 of the way through and plan to have all upgrades completed by next summer. Watch for emails, postcards, and phone calls to let you know we are working in your neighborhood and when the work is completed. Thank you for your patience as we work to bring you fast, reliable 1 gig internet service. Thank you again.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, you know, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33.5 years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it just stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
Back here for homecoming in Munford. Munford Cougar football is brought to you by Ritter Communications. We take pride in what we do by supporting the local communities we serve and employing local people right by you. We are committed every day to being here for our customers. That's Ritter Communications. Making it right, go to rittercommunications.com. And brought to you by Farmers Insurance Gatlin Agency. Most people know their insurance can provide them with coverage for life's many mishaps, but it can also help you unlock discounts, save money, and get benefits with Farmers Insurance policy perks. Whether discussing home or auto insurance, I am here to help you understand these great perks. Call me, 901-235-1176, or go to memphisfarmers.com to get a quote. You can get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks. Congratulations tonight to the homecoming queen, senior Mackenzie Wagner here at Munford. Also, congratulations to a couple of Munford athletes. Ryan Coley and Hannah Callahan each broke the school record in cross country last weekend.
Wow, that's great.
So, yeah, both on the men's and women's side breaking records last week. Incredible for the cross country team here at Munford High School. Jay? It was a big scoring first half for the Cougars, and you had a lot of stats to add up. What do you got for us?
I've got a lot of Cougar stats today. Let's start with just running the football in the first half. 17 carries as a team, 288 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's a big first half as a team. Individually, Alvick White with 9 carries, 183 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, really dominating the football game. Followed closely by Jordan Bell. He's got 4 carries for 64 yards and a touchdown. We've seen Jace Hodgen, 2 carries, 36 yards on those jet sweeps. And then cannot forget Aubrey Durham. Only has 5 yards on those 2 carries, but punched it in for a touchdown. Yeah. Passing the football, not as good as the running game has been. Jordan Bell's 5 for 11 for 80 yards. Alvick White's got 3 catches out of the backfield, 41 yards. 1 catch from number 11, Akarius Hodgen, for 20 yards. And then one of my favorite players on the team, Jeremiah Davis, has a catch for 19 yards. So a big first half from Munford, and not penalized very much either. Only 2 penalties in that first half.
Absolutely. 3 picks is what stands out for me for the Cougars. You have Hodgen on the 2 picks, and then Hunter Gill on a pick as well. Those are the 2 players who picked it off last week, back at it again this week. 2 of them caused by pressure. One of them was just a very good play on the ball by Hodgen.
And they've got great ball skills at DB. I think I said it in the second quarter there. This has got to be a dream game if you're a defensive back. The opponent is passing the ball on almost every down. And we haven't seen that a lot against the Munford defense this year, so I'm sure they're having a good time playing the passing game. And I think I should credit as well Coach Slade Calhoun and his entire staff of play callers on offense and defense. They have called an incredible football game calling plays. I've been extremely impressed by what I've seen from the coaching staff's play calling.
Coach Christopher Jones still trying to build something at Southwind, so what can he do in this second half to sort of try to get something out of the game, as we'll be on a running clock and likely on shortened quarters?
And you know, I don't know if it's as much as what he can do, if there's adjustments he can make. They've really just got to hone in what they're doing. You and I have complimented Southwind's offense a couple of times. I mean, they've got good players. Like we said, quarterback is slinging the ball. Their running game's not terrible. It just seems they need to get a little bit crisper, right? We've got receivers running into each other sometimes, handing the ball off the wrong way, high snaps. So maybe just crisp on offense, and maybe that could lead to at least 1 score in this half for Southwind.
We've also got the Munford defense showing out and trying to send a message to the rest of the region that they will not be easily handled in at least the passing game, but they've been great at getting in the backfield tonight as well.
They've rushed a great rush. They've on the front 7 has been phenomenal tonight. I cannot compliment them enough. And truly, we've seen some games like this from Munford this year. Where they've been up by a lot of scores and scored a lot in the first half. And, you know, I haven't always seen the most crisp play in that time. Tonight, though, I cannot say that. They have been crisp, fundamentally sound, regardless of what the score is. They're playing every single play like it's the only play of the game and making sure they execute, and it's been phenomenal tonight from the Munford Cougars.
I agree. The execution has been the best we've seen all season from this Cougar team, especially on offense. We've seen miscues in the past. We've seen bad center exchanges and things like that, mess up drives, and we've seen penalties kill drives.
Yeah.
And it seems like they've put it all together for one great game here in this one. Bringing you some scores from around the area now. Covington leads Bolivar 51-0. That one's in the second quarter. Ridgeway and Kirby playing right now. 8-6 Kirby leading that one. That's a Region 8-5A team there. Central, that's the game Munford's going to be watching because that's who they have a date with, Destiny and Central. And that's on October 29th. Central leads Overton right now 26-6 at halftime. You know they're paying attention to this one as well. Each of the teams have to face one more opponent after tonight before they face each other. But widely predicted that they will both be undefeated playing for the region title when they play at Central on the 29th. Over in Arkansas, Jonesboro leads Pine Bluff 28-0 at the half. Nettleton leads Paragould 14-0. And Rivercrest leads Westside 28-0 at the half, and you can catch that one over on Ritter Tubetown. If you're in West Tennessee, you'll have to go to the Tubetown YouTube page, and if you are over in Arkansas, then you can watch it on Tubetown on Channel 21. Back here in Tennessee, Fayette Academy trails First Assembly Christian 28-14 in that one.
Wow.
And that is your halftime score update. As the band finishes off their halftime show, then the teams will get back out here for the second half, and we'll come back out here as well. You are watching Munford Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app can save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
I'm Eric, a local Ritter Communications technician here out of West Tennessee. I'm here to share with you some exciting news. Ritter Communications is investing $12 million to implement a major network upgrade in your area. This upgrade will bring the latest fiber-rich technology to offer speeds of up to 1 gigabit without data limits. There are over 1,800 devices in this area that are going to have to be upgraded, so you will experience temporary interruptions in services, but we will try to make these as minimal as possible. Currently, we are over 1/3 of the way through and plan to have all upgrades completed by next summer. Watch for emails, postcards, and phone calls to let you know we are working in your neighborhood and when the work is completed. Thank you for your patience as we work to bring you fast, reliable 1 gig internet service. Thank you again.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet. and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it just stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew, because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
Getting ready to start the second half here in Munford. Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium. Chad Gatlin, Jay Harder in for this Munford homecoming. Cougars lead 44-0 at halftime. And just wanted to let you know that your house protects you and your family, and naturally you want to protect it, but with guaranteed replacement costs, Farmers will cover the cost to rebuild your entire home, no matter what the expense. It's one of the discounts, benefits, and added coverages you can get with Farmers Policy Perks. Call me, Chad Gallon, at 901-235-1176 or go to memphisfarmers.com to learn more and get a quote. Also brought to you by Ritter Communications, providing customers with opportunities to pay their bill in convenient locations as well as online. We all know that the USPS has announced that mail service is slower than ever right now. So if you want information on the Ritter Communications Pay Near Me service, contact them at 1-888-336-4466. Jay, we're going to have a running clock for this second half, but the Cougars, I didn't say the number at the beginning of the game because it was so big and I thought it seemed unattainable. Cougars were favored by 62.5 points in this game according to the Sonny Moore power ratings. It looks like they may get there.
It looks like they might. Sonny Moore is on the money with this kind of stuff. Like I said, about 20 points here, so they need 3 scores. If they get the ball 3 times, the way the game's going so far, it looks like they'll probably get in. Get to that margin of victory. But like we said, I mean, it really just takes a couple of big plays from Southwind to get in the end zone. They haven't looked terrible. If they're crisp, I wouldn't even be surprised if they score a touchdown or 2 this half either.
The Munford offense is on point. The Munford defense is on point. The Munford band was on point at halftime. Everything is clicking here at homecoming. The crowd is really loving it, although I think we'll probably start to see some of them file out now that the halftime show is over.
Right.
But definitely a big crowd showed up for halftime here.
Got to love a good homecoming game here, and it looks like there's plenty for all ages, whether you're in middle school, whether you're in high school, whether you're just a fan or a family friend. It seems like there's plenty of things to get excited about out here. You got all the kids sitting up there on the hill behind the end zone, so it seems like it's a great family outing, and especially a homecoming night. It's easy for everybody to get up for a game like this.
You know what's interesting about that hill over there is you see the white M on the side of the hill, and I had a little bit of deja vu as I was looking in Montana at the top, near the top of a mountain, on the side of a mountain. The University of Montana has a white M. There's a hiking trail that you hike up to go, and there's a white M at the top of that you can see, from the bottom of the mountain that looks an awful lot like that.
Really,
so
I didn't know that.
There's a little bit of deja vu for me.
Yeah.
As I saw that, looking online at different things to do in Montana, and so. We will get ready to kick this off. They've added about a minute to let the players stretch it out. The band, as I said, put on that halftime show. In the crowd, you can see sort of dotted out through there.
Yeah.
There are people wearing pink, and that is to support, of course, breast cancer awareness. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and tonight is the night that the crowd wears pink. Now, certain players and things will wear pink all month long, but tonight is the night that they ask members of the crowd to wear pink to show their support for breast cancer awareness.
So Alvic White's got a little pink on. You see a bunch of players down there with a little pink on. Cheerleaders got pink headbands on. So it's great to see the support for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. One more stat I wanted to give you, I forgot to give at halftime there. Just looking at the quarter stats for rushing the football, in the first quarter, obviously there was not running clock in the first quarter, there was in the second quarter, but in the first quarter they had 14 carries for 149 yards. In the second quarter, they had 3 carries for 139 yards. So
wow.
A great first quarter there.
And we will see the Southwind players come out and get lined up for the kick, and Munford still in the huddle. Now they'll break and come out and get ready to kick it off. "12 minutes on the clock." As I said, it will be running, and so the clock will not stop once it starts unless there is a prolonged injury.
The last time we saw a running clock here, I believe, was against Douglas when it was 8-minute running clock in the second half. So at least we got a full 12 minutes here.
That's true. Of course, it remains to be seen what will happen in the fourth quarter, but we do have the full 12 minutes here in the third. Brown will line up to kick it off. Looks to be a short kick to the right again, I'm sure, because that's where they like to place it.
6 players on this side of the football. Short one, really short.
It is. It fell really short. It'll be picked up and fielded, not for much gain, though, as Kylan Dupree just gets tackled at the 38-yard line.
I got a question for you. If you were an opposing coach and you knew Munford's going to do this coming into this game, how would you return that ball? Would you just jump on it?
Well, the problem, I think, is that if you pile up, because the conventional wisdom would tell you, just pile up a couple extra blockers over there and put a good hands man behind a line of people to sort of break up that line coming in from Munford. But the problem with that is if Munford sees you set that up, they kick it deep.
Right.
And you know Brown has the leg.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's that's why I asked. I'm not sure how you would handle it. It's a tough situation. It's a good idea.
Pass now is short. Receiver.
Miscommunication or something.
Looked like he ran the wrong route. He was expecting a comeback. Was the quarterback, and Mario Edwards looked like he was taking off on a streak.
You know, you don't always see timed routes in high school football, and even though it's not resulting in points, you have to credit Southwind that they can even execute that with any modicum of success whatsoever. I mean, you just don't see it in high school very often, not even in college that often.
That is true. For as far as they're behind and their record this season, they are a fumble, but he gets on it and recovers it. They are a pretty sophisticated offense.
Yeah.
It's one of those sort of nuances of football that you can appreciate. Even you can see the good things in a team that may be not so great right now on the win-loss column, but you see potential here for the future.
I think Dyer County was another one that we saw a couple weeks ago, that it was a young team that didn't quite contend great with Munford, but a team that's built for the future, and you could see it in their play as well.
3 receivers right. Looks to his right, he'll throw it. It's bobbled and then caught, but his knees were already on the ground when he captured the ball, so maybe a gain of 1 at the most there.
Able to bring in a low throw there, though. You got to credit the receiver as the punt team comes on the field. Even though it didn't result in the first down, he did everything he could.
A couple of short throws this time around, and you got to wonder if his arm's not getting a little tired.
Yeah, he's been on the field quite a bit tonight, and, you know, I think definitely a factor to think about is there's a running clock going and a huge deficit, and, you know, high school kids, that has to affect play in a small way, even though you would like it not to.
Well, nothing feels like it's on the line, you know?
Right. Another high snap.
It was almost a toss.
Yeah.
It's a good punt, though. It's a really good punt. It'll take a Southwind roll and go all the way down to the 30-yard line where it will be downed by the Jaguars. That's where the Cougars will take over. We've gone under 9 minutes to go in the third quarter.
A player to watch in this half, I think we saw it the last time there was a big deficit. Aubrey Durham started to get involved in the run game a lot more, and I've loved what I've seen from him when he's been involved. I'm looking for him to touch the football quite a bit in the second half.
I agree 100%. We saw it. We usually see it in these game situations. We saw Durham make a couple of good plays last week.
Oh, new team altogether, new quarterback and everything.
Absolutely it is. Looks like coming in at quarterback is – I don't even have him on the roster.
I'm not sure who that is either. 15 it looks like.
Aiden Jones will be the quarterback.
Oh, right. He started at number 25, and he changed his number before the first. Okay. No, Aiden Jones there.
And now we'll get
false start
against the Cougars to start out. This is why you want to get these reps for second team.
First play jitters. That's what we're going to call that. First play jitters.
Probably. Well, I know it's the earliest the second team has come in all year for the Cougars.
Quarterback keeper.
I don't know that we've ever seen Jones in at quarterback. He'll get up to about looks like he got to the 30-yard line with forward progress before he's dragged out of bounds. He refused to be tackled on that one.
Aiden Jones also only a sophomore here too, just like Jordan Bell, and you can definitely see the size difference. These are a lot younger players here, but great experience. And Southwind, like we said, is not a small team, so this is really good for these young guys.
Jones will take snap. It's a keeper again. Yeah, same play. It'll go off the right side. He'll get it out to the 35, 36-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
I'm trying to see if I recognize any of the guys in the game as guys that play on the other side of the ball or at least get a lot of reps.
Well, Aubrey Durham is in the game.
Oh, there he is. You're right. I'm sorry. Aubrey Durham's in there in running back.
Now going in motion. That's Will Garcia. Oh, it's a drop ball. Looks like Durham fell on it, though. But Southwind wants to say they have it. Let's see what the referees say, however.
Wow, they gave it to him.
And they will give it to Southwind. Able to get in the pile and get that ball. Southwind with the fumble recovery. That's number 34, Chance Robinson, able to dig down in the pile and grab that ball.
You could definitely see the youth and inexperience on that drive. While I should mention Munford, looks like more of their first-team defense is out there. But you could see the inexperience on that drive from the offense. There was a lot of moving parts on that third down play, and it just confused them just a little bit.
Well, you know, when you don't get all the first-team reps, a lot of times you're playing scout team in practice, which means you're playing on the opposite side of the ball that you're meant to be playing on in a lot of instances.
Right. New ball carrier for Southwind as well.
He'll get brought down just past the line of scrimmage, get about one. Jalen Morris.
So it's interesting to see here. I'm looking at the sideline right now from Munford, too, and a lot of those older guys we're seeing on the sideline right now. But you can see them encouraging their teammates, especially the offensive starters, talking to the offensive backups right now, just trying to get them right. You know, making sure that they keep a positive attitude and don't let that discourage them.
Hand off and bounce it out to the left for a couple. Call it a 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 5. Under 5 now.
I don't think we've seen 2 consecutive runs from Southwind all night.
I was sort of surprised they didn't go away from the pass game and at least try running a little bit early.
I agree.
Another handoff. This one's off the left side. He will get it all the way outside and then get run out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
So you can see the youth start to rear its head a little bit as they get some of these backups in the game. And, I mean, it's like you said, it's really good reps for them. I think it's really good for the coaching staff as well to start to, identify some of the weak points in their youth and what we have to hone in on as we move forward this next offseason.
As I said, when you're playing a lot of the second stringers on scout team and positions they don't necessarily play, this handoff's going to go pretty well. That's a good first down run. Close to a first down. It'll be down at the 6-yard line, and it will be 1st and goal, the first one of the game for the Jaguars.
Broke his tag from Beckett Durley in the backfield there. Just powerful running there. This running back, number 23, Jalen Morris, looked good so far in all his carries.
But as I was saying in practice, sometimes you're not really trying to improve the scout team as much as you're trying to improve the ones.
You're right.
And so these are the opportunities you get to really see what the scout team can do, what the second team can do, rather, in a game situation.
And there's no replacement for those live reps. You can't mimic the feeling and energy and anxiety almost you feel in that first snap of your first high school football game.
Absolutely, and then you're trying to find chemistry with players you're not used to sharing the field with necessarily on certain plays. Brought down in the backfield on that one. That'll bring up 3rd and goal.
A wild Jaguar formation from Southwind.
A few years ago, that was all the rage. And
it was.
Seems like it's completely gone away now.
It was. I'm really interested to see the play call here on 3rd and goal from Southwind. We haven't really seen what they have to dial up here in situations like this.
3rd and goal. A handoff over to the left side. He'll find his way into the end zone. Touchdown for the Jaguars. They will not be shut out tonight. Jalen Morris punches it in.
Much better drive from Southwind there against 2s, but regardless, it's still a really good drive put together, and it's got to give them some momentum going forward.
Jaguars are going to stay on the field and go for 2. Might as well. Went under 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter.
Maybe dialing up the same formation that Munford dials up.
Yeah, that's exactly what Munford usually does on the PAT. And now they're going to call an illegal procedure on that play, I think.
I don't know what they call.
No, they just held the ball for a moment. That's now they're going to kick the extra point. It is up, and it looks good
Great
to
kick.
me. It is good. 44-7 the score here in Munford. The Cougars winning big, and the second team is in now. They've allowed a score. We'll be right back on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app can save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Back here in Munford, Southwind just punching it in to keep from being shut out here in this one on a running clock with 30 seconds left in the third quarter. They kick it off to the Cougars. Fielded on the hop, but missed. He'll bobble it and then pick it up at the 1 and run it out and get it to the 8-yard line where the Cougars will take over. Another young player trying to get some reps there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough starting field position. It's almost the same situation we see on Munford's short kicks, just that would happen to be inside the 5-yard line. So tough starting field position for Munford here with a young offense coming out there for their second drive of the game.
End of the third quarter. It's homecoming in Munford. You're watching Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Begins with a click. And just like that, you were immersed in a world of wonder. Education, entertainment, information. Connect with family and friends from around the block or around the world. So when it's time to connect, Ritter Communications will be there to make it happen. With speeds up to 1 gig. Ritter Communications, connecting you to what's important.
All the local celebrities are out tonight. I see Munford Mayor Dwayne Cole cheering on these Cougars on their homecoming game.
That's great to see. And it's great that they delivered a big win in his presence.
Absolutely.
Not that I shouldn't speak too soon, I suppose. Still have a quarter of football to play.
So we'll start the fourth quarter, and the Cougars backed up a little bit after a muff kickoff. Handoff goes off the right side. It'll be Durham. He'll get a couple.
A good positive play on first down, which is good to see. I'm just, kind of waiting to see how this young offense responds on their second drive. And Aubrey Durham, it's hard to even include him in this second team situation because we see him run the ball so effectively with the first team as well.
It's another handoff. This one won't get very far. Stop the line of scrimmage. Over in Covington, down the highway just a little bit. They lead Bolivar 51-0 at halftime in that one. Germantown leads Arlington 42-0 at halftime.
Germantown's got a really good football team. Had a tough loss to Collierville, who's undefeated this year. They're playing great football as well.
Last score update from Central was 26-6 at the half. Central was ranked number 4 in the AP poll this week for 5A. Green Tech leading Brooklyn over in Arkansas 14-7.
Keeping the offense on the field here, 4th and short.
Interesting call from Coach Calhoun. I know you want to get the reps, but you haven't punted much either. I want to get some reps there. And they get them to jump off sides, so they're going to get the first down anyway.
They knew what they were doing. Every single time that 4th and short situation, they get that hard count, and it gets a lot of teams they play against. So credit to Coach Calhoun and his staff for knowing their offense and knowing their opponent more than that.
Munford will be on a bye next week. In 2 weeks, they'll take on Kingsbury here at home. Next up for Southwind will be Memphis Overton. Ooh, brought down in the backfield. Big loss.
Just not quite as smooth. I mean, obviously, second team, so it's understandable, but it's just not quite as smooth and fluid as the first team right now. There's just a small disconnect in the plays being called and the offensive play, quarterback and running back kind of just not quite in sync, I guess is the best way to put it. They're just not quite in sync. They ran into each other right there on that run. It's tough to see.
9:12 to go in the game. Aiden Jones looking to the sideline to get the call. Jones will keep it himself, run around to the right side. He'll catch a block. He'll get out into the secondary. He is brought down from
Ball
behind.
came free.
Ball did come free. It looks like it was recovered by Dylan Leggins. That's who got the tackle, and the referee does signal it is it is Southwind ball.
That's a shame. I mean, good run, really good run there before the fumble by Aiden Jones, and it's just disappointing to see. That's the second fumble of the game, second lost fumble of the game for Munford, and we just don't see that very much out of this team. So it's disappointing to see there, and you hate that for a young quarterback getting his first reps of the season in the game.
Moments like these build character.
Absolutely. I agree. It's good for him.
Takes the handoff, throws it out in the flat. He's got his man. He'll get it out to the 18-yard line before he's brought down. Hayden Macklin.
Southwind just looks a little bit different with a little bit of momentum and a little bit of confidence. Just from a couple of plays going their way. Obviously a touchdown on the board now. That was a really crisp play right there, well executed.
Drops back. Got a man over the top. It's a touchdown, Southwind. That's what they've been looking for all night. Just too little too late here, but Jalen Morris with the touchdown reception.
They ran the same route combination with both sets of receivers on both sides, and the same receiver on that route was wide open on the other side as well. He could have gone either way there. But the lefty obviously likes going to the right.
One issue I can see, Jay, with Southwind's quarterback is he's only taking a two-step drop most of the time instead of a three-step drop, so he's not getting set. And I believe that has a lot to do with his accuracy problem.
And you get a bunch of Munford rushers there in the backfield enough times and get enough hits on him. He's going to get a little jumpy back there.
Did a great job lofting that one over the top, though. That's the connection they've been looking for.
For sure.
Next point's up and good, so it's 44-14 now. Under 7 to go in the game. We'll be right back on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app could save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
The Jaguars able to put up a couple of scores on the second team here in the second half. Try for the onside kick. It went a little long, recovered by Munford.
I was actually surprised they didn't try that after the last touchdown, too, but obviously they go for it this time, and great job by the hands team of Munford.
I didn't quite see who that was. I think it was Ethan Gullett that fell on it, but I'm not 100% sure.
Tell you what, the band has been rocking this whole fourth quarter, though. I don't think they've stopped playing at all.
Jones will take the snap. He'll hand it off.
Much
Bouncing
better.
it outside is Durham. Nice to find the blocks for Durham. He'll get a gain of 9 out of it.
Much better execution on the handoff, on the snap, on the block up front. That was the best executed play I think they've run since they've been on the field. Only took them a couple drives. Now they're maybe starting to get in a little bit of a rhythm, starting to gain a little confidence after a play like that.
Be nice to see the second team punch one in before we go home.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do.
4:40 left in the game.
Second and 1 here. I'm also looking. I wonder if Aiden Jones is going to throw it at all. Probably not up this much, but I'm just interested to see. Great run.
Handoff bouncing outside is Durham. Durham getting drugged down at the 37-yard line. First down, Cougars.
9-yard gain on the first one, 8-yard gain on that one. 2 positive plays, and like we said, pretty much the same thing there. The execution way better on those plays. It seemed like they just went back to the basics here. Said, look, guys, we're going to run the most basic plays you got. Just execution. And those first 2 plays there, they've certainly responded.
Call coming in from the sideline now.
A little confusion there. It seemed like an offensive lineman had to deliver the call to the quarterback.
Yeah, it looked like Christian Lott kind of helping out with knowing the signal from the sideline there.
A lot of pressure coming.
Jones in the gun. Take the snap, hand it off immediately. It's Durham. Durham will bounce out to the left side and get it around the edge.
Yeah, that's
past the 35. There will be a flag on the play. It came in after the play. Will be against Munford.
Whoever that left tackle is, he had a hold on whoever that was. You saw it when he bounced outside. He didn't let him go. You got to let him go. They'll let you get away with a little bit, but once he gets some space and is outside of your block, you got to let him go.
West Side visiting Rivercrest over in Arkansas. Our other Ritter crew on that game. And right now, it is 35-7 Rivercrest in the lead.
I just glanced over to that game for a minute. That's a beautiful-looking field over there they got.
It is very nice. It looks super well lit, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't believe most high school football fields are have that much light.
Absolutely not. And designs with the numbers, the yard line numbers.
So after the personal foul penalty.
Long one here. 25.
Jones takes the snap.
He
drops the ball, trying to hand it off to Durham. Bad exchange there. Durham has to fall on it. And that'll lose even more, so bring up a 2nd and 28 for the Cougars. Clock will tick under 2 minutes to go in the game.
And they've been doing such a good job with execution there, but that holding penalty bites them a little bit, and it makes them a little bit jittery on that exchange there. You can really, the past couple plays, you can see Aiden Jones almost false start as the quarterback, kind of jumping into the ball to deliver the handoff there.
Yeah, just a little antsy there. In college football, Cincinnati leads Temple right now 45-3. That one's in the fourth quarter. Also in the fourth quarter, Charlotte leads Florida International 31-13. Haven't kicked off Stanford and Arizona State yet. Last night, Coastal Carolina beat Arkansas State 52-20.
New quarterback in on the handoff to Aubrey Durham. It was Logan Taylor, the freshman, getting some reps tonight.
Trying to spread it around to everybody. Durham's still the major ball carrier.
Yeah, every play seems like it's going to Durham regardless of who the quarterback is right now. But, you had those fumbled snap exchanges. You might as well give the freshman a couple reps, see what he can do with only a minute left here.
Talking about Coastal Carolina earlier, what team has been more of a great story than Coastal Carolina? It reminds me of the 2000s Boise State team.
Yeah.
That could not just pull off one good game, one big upset, one great year, but come back the next year and punch well above their weight once again. And it looks like Coach Chadwell building a dynasty over it.
Putting a couple seasons together now. I heard some analysis earlier today I really liked, and the biggest difference between them and Cincinnati started the season, I believe, in the top 10. And so it's allowed them to keep this momentum going and stay up there. They're not a good football team, just beat Notre Dame, but Coastal Carolina not that far off from them.
That's true. This one will come to an end as we watch the last few seconds tick off the clock. Munford Cougars win their homecoming game 44-14 over the Southwind Jaguars. Join us in 2 weeks. All of 8-5A is off next week. They all take their bye week on the same week. But we'll bring it back here in 2 weeks as Munford will take on Kingsbury. And after that, if they can take care of business, they're headed to Central for a game that will determine the Region 8-5A champion. Going to check a couple of scores here for you right before we leave, see if we've had any updates.
I'm looking forward to that. A good week off for these kids. They've worked hard the past few weeks. A lot of big wins in there, some tough losses, so I'm sure they're well-anticipated week off.
We said before the game it was interesting that Munford's 2 losses have come to 3A schools, 3A powerhouse schools, but 3A schools nonetheless.
Both having great years, though.
But they've won every 5A game they've played. Covington leading Bolivar Central 58-0 right now. That one's in the fourth quarter. Still 8-6. Kirby over Ridgeway. Central 26 over Overton's. Overton's got 6 in that one, 26-6. And Jonesboro still leading Pine Bluff 28-0. Germantown over Arlington 42-0. Green Tag over Brooklyn 14-7. Nettleton over Paragould 14-0. We'll keep an eye on that Central game. It looks like it's well in hand, and we are well on our way to one heck of a game on October 29th. But join us first on the 22nd as Munford takes on Kingsbury right here on Ritter Communications, Tubetown, Channel 11. Also, Brighton, a quick score update from Brighton. There's 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Brighton's up 38-6 in that one.
Wow.
It was, so they've actually been able to put a couple of extra scores up over that one. The first half it was 22-6. Now they're up 38-6. So a couple more scores from the Cardinals down the road in that one. Well, for Jay Harder, Brandon Reed, Nathan Taylor, and Richard Self, I'm Chad Gatlin. We'll see you in 2 weeks on Ritter Communications.
Students and staff